Sorry guys, I just want to do this real quick, and I just kind of abruptly ended that one because it was getting too long, but I hope you enjoyed the video I just did, the last quote, the quotes number 5 video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Well then, I may as well just do some more quotes real quick. Well, I have this because it would be kind of dumb to have this one video to say that and then don't do anything else with the video. So this was one. Okay, so I'm going to continue my quotes. So this is a quote submitted by my cousin Jordan, who has become more like a brother to me. I know only that what is moral is what you feel. Good after, and what is immoral is what you feel good after. And what is more immoral is what you feel bad after. And that is a quote by Ernest Hemingway. Okay, this is another Yes Man quote. Have you ever had a Red Bull? Let me do that again. Have you ever had a Red Bull? I have never had a Red Bull. I had a Red Bull last night. I really like Red Bull. Okay, this is another one from Yes Man. Hello, Jake, Peter, Rodrigo, Penelope, Zachary. Thanks for coming because you genuinely wanted to. On an unrelated note, everyone can go jump off a bridge. Okay, this is from Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, a comedy about a guy. It's kind of a retelling of A Christmas Carol, where this guy, he's visited by the ghost of his uncle, who is like, who tells him he's gonna be visited by a ghost who will show him all about the girlfriends he's had, and how he's treated them badly, and how he needs to change his ways. Women like to be screwed. Women like to be screwed. They just don't like to be screwed over. Okay, again, another Pirates one I couldn't resist. There are so many good quotes, so many good lines, especially Johnny Depp lines in those movies. She's safe, just like I promised. She's all set to marry Norrington, just like she promised. And you get to die for her, just like you promised. So we're all really men of our word. Except, of course, for Elizabeth, who was in fact a woman. Okay, here is a Cable Guy quote. Another Jim Carrey movie. This one's okay. I like this movie. It's a bit scary at times. It makes me a little self-conscious, actually, because I used to love watching TV. I still love it, but it's been taken over by watching YouTube videos. Don't you get it? Someone has to save, don't you get it? Someone has to save all the other Cable boys and girls. Someone has to kill the babysitter. Free cable is the ultimate aphrodisiac. You were never there for me, were you, Mother? You expected Mike and Carol Brady to raise me. I'm the bastard son of Claire Huxtable. I'm the lost Cunningham. I learned the facts of life from watching the facts of life. Oh, God. On God. So funny. If you've seen that movie, it's a funny movie. It's a good movie. It's like this guy and his girlfriend break up, and he's forced to move into this crappy apartment, and then he meets the cable guy who installs his cable, and the guy turns out to be a psycho who is like obsessed with the TV. His brain has been brainwashed by television. Okay, this is a Sherlock Holmes quote. Oh, and I think I already did this one. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. Okay, so I'll skip that one. That's the one that I read to you. I don't remember when I did that one, but here's another one from Sherlock Holmes. I think, get that out of my face. It's on your face, it's in my hand. What's in your hand out of my face? Okay, this is Robin Williams quotes. Another one of my favorite actors. Most of all, I like to thank my father up there. The man who said, when I want to be an actor, he said, wonderful. Just make sure you have a backup plan, like welding. God gave us a penis and a brain, but not enough blood to use both. All new people you meet, it's pretty amazing. The vampire needs my blood, and there's still a lot to learn, and there's always great stuff. But out there. Even mistakes can be wonderful. You're only given one spark of madness. You mustn't lose it. Comedy is acting on optimism. A woman would never make a nuclear bomb. They would never make a weapon that kills. No. They'd make a weapon that makes you feel bad for a while. Okay, this is a quote from Night at the Museum. I think it's the third movie. Battle of the Macedonian, or maybe it's the second one, I don't know. Teddy, the other night you were saying something about happiness. I think I understand. I understand now. The key to happiness is doing what you love with the people you love. And Teddy Roosevelt. Actually, I was going to say physical exercise, but the love thing works too. Okay, this is from The House Bunny, which is about a woman who lives in what is it called? I can't remember what's that famous old guy that has all the young women living with them, and they all dress, from whichever that is. She gets kicked out of the house and showing up at this regular college where she becomes the house mother of a fraternity. Of a sorority, and she's teaching these girls. This is like the underdog house, and so she's teaching them how to wear makeup and how to dress up and everything. And she says, "The eyes are the nipples of the face." And okay, so the next one is from Bicentennial Man, one of my favorite Robin Williams movies, which I have next to Miss Doubtfire. And it is about a android who he's kind of like Data, actually, from Star Trek Next Generation. But he's an android who he begins to experience, it's like in the future, and where we have androids who help us to run the house and stuff, take care of the house and stuff. But for some reason, he's an android who actually can think for himself. He has feelings, and he starts to want to become human. And then eventually he meets a scientist who gives him that opportunity to be human. And it's about him being with this one particular family and being with them their whole lives. All the way up until the next generation. And he meets the granddaughter of the little girl he became really close with when he first became part of this family's lives. He meets her granddaughter and he falls in love with her. Oh my god, I'm jealous. And if I'm jealous, that means I'm in love. Then all hope is gone. I've lost her. So this next one here is from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, a Jim Carrey drama where he and his girlfriend experience a bad breakup, and the girlfriend goes to this company that will erase your memory of that person. So he finds out, and he decides to go there too, and he decides to get his memory erased, and it's kind of like, and it's showing, the movie is basically, we're seeing the memories of him and his girlfriend kind of backwards, and this in the two of them, and finally he's starting to regret his decision to have their memories erased, because some of the memories are actually good. And this is, this is his girlfriend talking to him. "This is it, Joel, but tomorrow it will all be gone. So what do we do now?" Enjoy it. And this is another quote from it where she says to him, where she whispers to him before they... Oh, I should drink some early because now it's not hot anymore. is what she whispers them before the memories are completely gone. And I don't know how to spell what the place was called, but she says, "Meet me in Montauk." Okay, this is another one from Bicentennial Man. This is actually after the scene where the first quote I just said is. This is the next thing he says in the next scene. He's talking to the scientist guy. They have become good for the scientist, and they have become good friends. And he has observed that Andrew, the Bicentennial Man, is in love with the girl, in love with the woman, and everything. And he offers him a chance to become a complete man, at least in the physical sense. And so he can be with the woman he's in love with the way men normally, men and women are with each other, like in a sexual way. And this is his thoughts on the idea of having this sexual experience of sex. That you can lose yourself, all boundaries, all time. The two bodies can become so mixed up that you don't know who's who or what's what. And just when the sweet confusion is so intense you think you're gonna die, you kinda do, leaving you alone in your separate body. But the one you love is still there. That's a miracle. You can go to heaven and come back alive. Go back. Go back anytime you want with the one you love. And I love his description of it. I mean, I love his description about that, how it's not just about the pleasure of sex and everything. It's not just about having sex with, whoever you're hot and whoever you're attracted to at the time. He explains it in a way that it's more spiritual and beautiful and this amazing experience, and I like that. And then I think, and what's great about this movie is this character is all about, looking at things we take for granted as humans. And he appreciates those things that we don't, that I feel like we don't sometimes, or we forget to appreciate that we can have and do. Okay, this is from another quote from him. He is talking about how, like, the girl, Little Miss, he calls her, her son, she's a grown woman, a married woman, and her son does not like Andrew because he just sees Andrew as a robot. And in the scene, he throws sand in Andrew's lap, and his mother makes him apologize to Andrew, and he's like, "I won't apologize to it." And he does actually apologize reluctantly because he's this little boy who doesn't want to get in trouble with his mom. And this is Andrew's response. "One understands why some animals eat their young." Okay, this is A Night in the Museum, again from Battle of the Amazonian. I think this is really funny. This is, okay, in case I realized I didn't really explain what the movie is about if you have not seen the franchise. It's the security guard. He gets a job at the museum, but then he finds out that at night, then he finds out at night that because, like, when the moonlight hits this magical tablet in the museum, everything in the museum comes to life. And he is interacting with, replica of General Custer at the Smithsonian. And this is what Custer said. And there's of course a big battle and stuff, and this is Custer's response. "We're Americans. We don't plan. We act." I think that's so funny. Okay, now this next one is from a very polarizing movie/book. Series, I should say. I know a lot of people half the fans can't stand it, and the other half will still love it. Yes, there are people who love it. I'm one of those people who still likes it. I'm not a hardcore fan of the series, but I still really enjoyed it at the time. So this is, and I am referring to the Twilight franchise. Yes, I know everyone hates Twilight. How dare I talk about Twilight? But this is a quote from Twilight, and I always thought it was hilarious. This is around the time like Bella is basically caught between Jacob and Edward, and one is a vampire, one is a stalking vampire who's obsessed with protecting her, and the other one is a stalking werewolf who is obsessed with telling her what to do and controlling her life. But the two of them are like butting heads and showing off their testosterone and everything. And this is what Bella says to them in response when they're, butting heads as usual. I don't care who's a vampire and who's a werewolf. That's irrelevant. You are Jacob and he is Edward. I'm Bella and nothing else matters. Oh, this isn't the one. There's another one that I love it. Or it might be in this one, but it comes first. When she says, I'm Switzerland. But I am a werewolf. Oh, well, this is kind of part of it too. But I am a werewolf. And he is a vampire. And I'm a Virgo. I just think that's so funny. When they're... it's one of the few times that before she becomes a vampire that Bella's like, okay, you two need to shut up. And I care about both of you. You're both going to be part of my life. Deal with it. Okay, so next, this is from Bicentennial Man again. And this is when he meets the granddaughter of Little Miss. And she happens to have some very similar features to Little Miss. And she's actually played by the same actress. So they're kind of going with the whole idea of, how sometimes you end up looking like your grandparents. You sometimes have similar looks to them. So he has met her and everything, and he has just realized that she's the granddaughter and Little Miss has gotten old, and she's, and he's talking to her, and he's asking her, he says, whose daughter is she? Little Miss's response, Lloyd's. Now the rudeness makes sense. I just thought that was hilarious. This is a quote from Whose Line Is It Anyway? One of the games it's Scenes from a Hat, where they basically get to, the host will pull out random scene suggestions from the audience from this hat, and, they get to see how many of them the performers can act out. And the suggestion was poetry about embarrassing moments. My teacher was beautiful, a beautiful lass. I would sit in the back of the class because I was in loner and I was embarrassed when I I'm sure the first word was loner. It's a word that rhymes with loner. Okay, this is another one. It was my first time. I was filled with such elation. And oh no, premature ejaculation. Yes, all these are inappropriate. Well, at least those two. The next one isn't really inappropriate. It's just really funny, especially if you watch the show. And it hasn't happened yet, so please stick around. Wait until you hear my verse from the hoedown. And then this next one, another one from Scenes from a Hat. Robin Williams had guest starred in the show, and it was what Robin Williams is thinking right now. I have a career. What the hell am I doing here? Okay, the next one is Scenes from a Hat again, ending a long-term relationship in song. You're dead to me. Nothing but scum. When I look in your eyes, I get inflammation of the bum. You make me feel putrid. I hate the way... And then they kind of stopped him because he was getting carried away. Okay. no, never mind. It's just Okay, well, I'll go ahead and okay. Here's this is from the movie Deep Blue Sea. I don't know who submitted this one. You wait your whole life for one moment, then one day, it's tomorrow. This is from Tuck Everlasting. This next one. What we Tucks have, it's not really living. We are like rocks stuck at the side of the stream. Which, yes, that's also a book, a kid's book, actually. Like I think middle grade, or maybe a little bit younger. Like maybe when you're starting to read chapter books. I don't know. I've never actually looked at the book. This is from the miniseries Road Red, a screenplay written by Stephen King. It's a brilliant horror film about a haunted house that just keeps growing because the owner won't give up, the woman who owns the house. This is throughout the beginning of each section because it is a miniseries, so it's divided into parts, 3 parts. And in this first part, this is the over voice. This is what she's saying. This blind hate of our humanity is what we say when we mean when we say a house is haunted. What we mean when we say the haunted is the house is haunted is the house has gone insane. Sorry, I totally messed up the effect of that quote because I got it wrong. I messed up when I wrote down. And this is one of the characters is saying this while they're like freaking out because they can't leave the house. People are dying. They know that there's ghosts all around them, and they essentially know they're trapped. What if the house doesn't let anyone have what they want? It was designed to break hearts, just as Ellen's was broken. Which, I don't think that was the whole quote. I think I got that quote wrong. But close enough. This is from the show What I Like About You, starring Amanda Bynes and Jenny Garth. There are 2 sisters basically living together and going through relationships and dating and stuff, living in the city. What I Like About You is what the show's called. I'm a nice guy. Yes, you are a nice guy, and you're attractive, and charming, and funny, and you have the incredible V thing that happens with your back, which is not what I'm looking for. Why not? I sound adorable. And the guy who's having this conversation with the older sister, he is my favorite of her boyfriends. And, actually the scene was happening because he was her old boss, and then, she didn't want to date him because it would be inappropriate. Then they run into each other again years later, and she accidentally marries him in Vegas, and so, or Atlantic City, I should say. And she's like trying to have him break it off with her, wants to get a divorce and everything, but he doesn't want to let her go. He doesn't want to call it off because he's really falling for her and everything. And this is when she's like freaking out after like she's found out that they accidentally got married in Atlantic City. And this is his response to her in the morning. Ooh, look at you. You're all feisty in the morning. I like it. Stop liking me! I love how passionate you get when you're fine, and I'm a fire. I love how passionate you get. You're fine, and I'm a fireman. And I think this is... Oh, hi, Rascal. Sorry, that's my dog if you saw his butt. This is their friends, the 2 sisters' friends, Lauren and Tina. But you've had other people's boyfriends before. And you've had other people's husbands before. Both girls are kind of a little more promiscuous. Okay, let me just do this last one. How about I just finish this whole page? Okay, no, Vic, we can't. She's my best friend. And your wife. And we...
Yeah?
Yes, Dad?
I'm golf course for a little bit.
Okay, have fun.
Alright.
We must not let our passion, our hearts, get the better of us. You go your way, I'll go mine. Wow, nobody's left before sex before. And this is a Tangled quote. This is when Flynn Rider, the guy, finds out that Rapunzel's hair glows and that she has healing powers. Her hair glows. I didn't see that coming. Her hair actually glows. Why does her hair glow? And then I'll do this last one. This is from Whose Line Is It Anyway? I think. Well, actually, this might stand for one of the games. I don't know which one. Oh, no, never mind. This is actually from What I Like About You again. Skinny's your boyfriend. You've got a crush on Gorgeous. If you ask me, I did you a favor. Okay, so that's it. I hope you liked this one as well. And please give it a thumbs up if you did. And click subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for listening. Love you guys.